What happened to grandmother's house?
Right now we are in my grandparents' home.
Mama died. They had no attachment to the house.
Generational wealth is a state of mind. It is a way of being. It is something that we all deserve and that is ours. And I think it's taken away from us.
Real estate is the greatest asset. You can rent it. You can borrow money against it. You can live in it.
I didn't want to highlight my grandparents' house in this documentary. I think that's why. It started off from a year ago highlighting my great-grandmother's house. And coincidentally, the day that we filmed that was the last day that I saw my grandmother alive.
Whenever you notice inflation in communities, I know that's the beginning of someone or some people being priced out of the community.
Just the fact of it being a community of color diminishes the value of the property, and it's only on paper.
Deciding to sell the family home is a really big decision. It has an impact not only on the immediate family, but also the community.
For personal reasons and cultural reasons, I didn't want to leave Oakland or Berkeley.
If there's any way possible to retain that home, you have the opportunity to keep the roots in the community.
Sadness, anger at, this system of capitalism, white supremacy, and then how sometimes your own family will take part of it. Mm-hmm. Even though it's bigger than that in the system, it still hurts when your own family do that shit.
Homes were for people. For our grandmother's generation, they were not for investment. Homes are no longer for people. People buy homes now for profit.
So they like flip houses. It's what they do.
That's their thing.
So I even heard her say that this is their family home, but if someone offered them the right price, they'd sell it too.
Really?
You have these large corporations, hedge funds, buying not just blocks, but just whole communities at this point to create forever renters.
And the same people that selling the house aren't the same people buying the house.
The neighborhoods do need beautification. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong when it can only be done by outside people that don't look like us.
If we were just smart and had conversations with each other about what to do with the wealth that may be there from mom's house, for example.
I was actually sitting next to my grandmother when she found out that my great-grandmother's home was being sold. And I felt her heart shatter into a million pieces. I felt it. Soon after that, she wasn't with us anymore.
And I said, land is one of the things we can't create. And so if you've been early, just like he said with real estate, over time, eventually it would appreciate. And when we talk about grandmothers, we're talking about 2 generations, great-grandmothers, 3 generations. That lineage of an asset that's just appreciating and compounding over time definitely can be an asset.
The technical word gentrification is not necessarily a bad thing. It's the colonization that we have problems with.
Gentrify your hood before those people do it.
That's what this is all about. It's power. And money is power.
Don't you sell grandma's house.
Stop selling grandma's house.
Please, please. Don't sell grandma's house.
You talk about it, but you won't be about it. Yeah, you talk about it, but you won't be about it. Yeah, you talk about it, but you won't be about it. Yeah, you talk about it, that's all they do.
Yes, hello. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hi, Alvina.
Hello, Sharik. How are you, darling?
I'm good. Don't be so somber. Why are you so somber?
Oh, that video, that opening took me out.
Child, tell me
It
about
took
it.
me out.
Tell me about it.
My grandmother passed on Christmas 2 years ago, and we are just now completing the process of selling her home.
Oh my God, I didn't know that. I did not know that.
The process is ending on November 1st.
Oh my gosh, friend.
I
did not know
I'm
that.
holding back tears right now It is so unfortunate, so unfortunate, and just out of family dispute, not being able to see the bigger picture,
Yeah.
ego. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, uh, it just couldn't happen. It just couldn't
Yeah.
happen. And I wish that I would have handled my business in my 20s, so I could have stepped up and handled that business. Uh, but that just took me out.
Yeah. Well, you know, we
I
both
didn't.
went through it. Yeah, we both went through it at the same time. Actually, we both lost our grannies the same year.
Yes.
So you know, I feel for you. I'm going through the process right now, and unfortunately, it's not my process because I'm not
It,
her direct descendant. So I don't get to have any say so. So this project was about me using my voice and expressing a bigger issue because so many of my friends are going through this. So
it's
many.
and it's tragic because you know in the documentaries, one person spoke about education and
Hmm.
just financial literacy in itself is so not prevalent within the Black and brown communities. It's not in our aunties and uncles, the direct descendants. uh
Hmm.
uh they don't want to do it. They don't want to do the work, and
Yeah.
they're not listening to the people that do want to save the home, save the foundation, save the communities. They don't want to listen.
Hmm.
They don't want
Yeah.
to listen.
Yeah,
Um,
it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I know you have a lot to say about this. So me and you, we're definitely gonna have to talk. But
yes.
I wanted to come on. You know, as I mentioned last week, I'm gonna be on hiatus for a bit because I'm working on this project. This is my baby right now,
Hmm.
and I'm also working for
Yeah.
Paramount, and they
Yeah.
got me busy. And I have to balance and kind of put certain things ahead of myself at the moment. But this project is called Stop Selling Grandma's House. For those that are listening in,
Mm,
this is Limelight Live. I'm Shariq LeMay, and Alvinus is here, and Josh is flying in on a
yes.
jet as we
Yes.
speak. But
Yes.
I wanted to come on and share this with the Good News platform because this is a labor of love. And, you know, we are all Black and brown people, and so many of us are experiencing what we call gentrification in our
Mm,
communities. But the more eloquent term, as you heard our brothers speak from uh, Earn Your Leisure, is colonialism. What we're experiencing is modern day colonialism. So imagine these people who prey on families such as mine and such as yours that come in and say, yo, y'all can't get along. Hey, you don't got a couple 100,000 to fix up the house that, you know, that grandma just let go, or, you know, she passed away or whatever. I got 500,000 for you cash. Take it or leave it. Give me the house. I'm gonna build an apartment complex and charge up the yang on this property. Um, and I see that happening too much. And I see people that don't look like me in my community. And I see it happening every which way around me. And so many of my friends, my close friends, now I'm learning about you, you included.
it's so
And
sad. I
it's really sad. In our generation, we're already struggling as millennials because
Yeah.
I wasn't able to just go buy a house at my grandparents' age, and they
Yeah.
fought for that. They
Yeah.
fought as Black and brown people. They fought for that land, and I'm not able to secure that for myself. So why not be able to build on top of the legacy that my grandparents and my great
Already.
grandparents have built?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, so this project. It's more than a documentary. It's an initiative. It's more than just about myself. It's about other people such as yourself that are struggling and going through this, unfortunately. And this is also an initiative that we're doing because we want to create resources. We want to create solutions. I'm all about action and solutions. Case in point, we had a streamathon yesterday because we're gaining money. We're raising money. So make sure you're going to lamede.com/SSGH, which stands for Stop Selling Grandma's House, and pledge your support. We spoke with Compton Councilman
Yes.
Andre Spicer, aka Hub City Dre. We spoke with him yesterday, and he told us one solution is we can double up on solutions and use these homes to house people that are displaced,
Mm,
homelessness, drug abusers, the LGBTQI community who get put out of their homes that have nowhere to go and they need a place of refuge and solace. There's so many different things we can do with grandma's house. That doesn't necessarily mean we have to live there and pay the mortgage. We can give it to the community and grow the community and find solutions with that space. There's so much value and gold and wealth within our properties and within the legacies that our grandparents have built. So I'm searching for solutions. If anyone wants to join me and band with me to try to get this out and try to come up with solutions and help other families, because it's a labor of love at this point. I'm doing this for my grandma Anita, nobody else. I'm doing it for her, and I'm doing it for my children and my grandchildren.
Let me know. Let's talk, because that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. Not everybody even has the bandwidth to take on a labor of love. People don't even know what that means. So dang, I wish I would talk like this all the time. But me too. But they don't even know what it means. So shout outs to you and keep doing that good work. That good work.
Thank you. But aside from that, we're gonna let JPK come in. And again, you guys, this is Limelight Live. This is what we do. We talk about serious issues as they pertain to creatives, and creatives, we go through a lot and we don't always talk about it. But again, I'm on hiatus because I have to, do some work. I'm out here in these streets doing work. And let's get into the introductions, and then we'll talk a little bit. This is Limelight Live.
Hey.
Step into the limelight.
Lord Jesus, my dog just started barking.
That intro there.
Milo, hush. You want to say hi? But yes, this is Limelight Live Show. I am Sharique LeMay. We have a special guest co-host on the stage today. It is Alvenus. Alvenus, what's your Instagram?
Mr._behave.
What that means?
Spelled with 2 E's. The B is for Beyonce, of course. No.
I thought you misspelled beehive. My bad.
No. No, that was done on purpose.
You behave. You're a good, person.
I behave. It's I got some big things happening in 2023.
Yeah.
Mr. Behave and Associates.
Nice.
Can't wait to share it with you guys, but it's coming soon.
We love it.
Yeah.
Your boy Kelvin, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's going on with you, man?
Same old. Just
that does not sound exciting.
I mean, I wish I had more exciting news to kind of throw at you guys, but I don't. I mean, I've been working out, I lost some weight, so
that's good, Kelvin.
Just in time for Thanksgiving, huh?
Right.
No, I mean,
just in time.
Dating anyone new?
Irrelevant.
Any new prospect?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. Wow.
Yeah, irrelevant. Yeah. Why is that? You focus?
No. Focus on me, yeah. I guess
okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. We're tail end of the first month of the last quarter.
Yeah.
Which is surprising. We only have a couple months left until the end of the year. And I know I'm gonna be I've been on my self get right hype, so to speak. So I appreciate hearing that other people are doing the same. I love it.
Also, I mean, cuffing season's here. I'm good. I'm good.
Sharique, at the beginning of one of these years before the pandemic happened, we did a vision board party.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
I do. That is something that we are bringing back. Thank you for mentioning.
Yes.
It's called the Positive Party, which is hosted by LeMay Day as well as KS Consulting. We went on a hiatus because of the pandemic and, wanting to protect our lungs as well as our peace.
Mhm.
So we are bringing back the Positive Party, always hosted by myself and JPNK. So we're pretty excited about that. And yeah, so we're just going to be inviting people. Hopefully we do another few city tour. The last year we did it, which was 22, just before the pandemic hit. We did Atlanta, Oakland, and of course Los Angeles, where we had a huge turnout. So hopefully we'll get them vision boards popping again.
I can't wait. I've been thinking about that and how much my life has, how much accomplishment.
Mhm.
I accomplished everything on that board except for
Really?
everything.
Do you still have it?
I have a picture of it. It got lost
Okay.
in my move.
Okay.
I have reason to believe a hater misplaced it on purpose. But
Haters gonna
I
get in
do.
your vision.
They gonna try. I do have a picture of it, and there is one thing that I did not do, and that is happening next year. But it's time for a new vision board. It is really time for a new vision board, and I hope to actually collaborate with you guys and getting some value-based concepts going on that board to get the people thinking.
We have to do it. We have to do it.
I love that idea. That
I love it.
my birthday party was the vision board party. I don't think people.
That's right.
My birthday party was the vision board party. So top of the year, I'm looking forward to it.
I missed it. We did it virtually last year. And then the year before, of course, because of COVID, we couldn't do it. But I do miss doing that. So I'm definitely in the planning, the beginning of the planning phases for that. So you guys make sure you are checking that out. And with that being said, I'm gonna kick it over to JPNK because he's in the building.
Just arrived fresh off the jet. Hair braided down.
Listen.
Braided down.
Listen. Hi, guys.
Hi. Miami Glow.
Oh, is that what it's given?
That's what it gave.
Is that what it's given?
Yes.
You know. Yes, I just got back from Miami from speaking at the Latinx Travel Summit, and it was a time.
Yes.
I love that.
Oh, my goodness.
Big
Y'all,
things happen in 2022.
Listen, I must say that I feel blessed. I feel like I am being utilized. The experience only reaffirmed to me that I am doing something right, that I'm on a trajectory in this career, this media career of mine. That's, it's right. So, I got to give a shout out to the Latinx Travel Club. I also want to give a shout out to Destiny Wagner, Miss Earth, all the way from Belize.
Wow.
Yeah, she
Miss Earth.
Yeah, she was one of the other panelists, and she and I hit it off. Like we were, like you would have thought we were like besties. And she and I did some incredible networking.
Is she here? No.
No, she's in right now. She flew from Miami to Colombia.
Oh, damn. Wow.
Because she's the reigning Miss Earth, and so she's got her duties. And after Colombia, she heads over to the Philippines for this year's pageant, where she's giving up her crown to the next winner.
Oh, damn.
Next month. Yeah. So I was like, I was in a room with greatness. Like I shared a room with greatness, and it was just felt like, man, like I'm part of the greatness.
Yes.
Did
you show her a picture of Kelvin?
That didn't come up.
It didn't come up.
Alvinus is over here trying to hook your boy Kelvin up.
He said it's
always
cuffing.
trying to.
He said it's cuffing season.
Cuffing season is
Look,
indeed.
I have to hop off. I love you guys. Thank you for letting me share this moment with you. And again, guys, please go ahead and head over to LeMayday.com and support Stop Selling Grandma's House. Because if you haven't had your grandma's house sold, I know somebody done had their grandma or grandpa or auntie or somebody's house sold. And as millennials, we're trying to work on our wealth and generational wealth. And I just appreciate you guys for supporting me as I dig into the dirt within this venture of mine. So I love you guys.
Love you too. Keep up that good work, Cherie. Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Keep doing it, baby. So proud of you.
Aw. Bang, bang, bang.
You did not prepare me for that, by the way.
Oh, I'm
so I was totally emotional, hyperventilating.
We had a vision board
crying.
about it. You missed it.
Shut up, Kelvin. I was not prepared for that.
Well, sometimes you just gotta be on your toes.
I kept them in, but I'm gonna let them out as soon as this camera's off.
Anyways, I do believe we have a little bit of time left for some flashlights. So let's get into some flashlights.
Yes.
Flashing light.
Kanye.
Ow. Okay, Black Adam is now in theaters. Are you going to see it?
Oh, yes.
Probably
even
not.
though it's a DC, I'm still going to see it.
It would depend on my son if he wants to see it.
Uh-huh.
If he wants to see it, I'm gonna take him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? I don't know anything about Black Adam.
Viewers, audience members, you all know we are Marvel fans
Yes,
over
yeah,
here.
all
So,
day.
like, you know, the DC
They
universe
They
is
haven't done
what
it
it is. Although I will say, you know, The Rock, because he is vouching for this film. I want to give it the benefit of the doubt and go see it. Though I have seen some reviews,
Rotten
and
Tomato.
they're not that
It's
promising.
neutral. Like, I've heard
50%.
Yeah, I think it's neutral.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And so I don't know. I will go see the film. Do I need to see it in theaters?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I can wait for like
it
HBO
will
Max.
be on HBO
Yeah, I
Max
can wait.
next month. That is so shady. I will go see the film in theaters.
You should, man.
We'll do that. I will go see the film in theaters.
Okay, I meant to text you guys about this. Are we watching Wakanda Forever together?
Of course.
Together?
So
there's some discrepancy.
There's some scheduling conflict
Oh.
of the date that it releases with our schedule specifically.
Okay.
Because we will be at a conference that day
Oh.
and night. Listen, I'm trying to figure it out.
Okay.
We might have to see it at like 1 a.m.
I don't know, you guys. Who falls asleep?
I mean, like,
I'll be up.
I'll be up. I will for Wakanda 100%. I'll be up.
forever.
It's just
Yeah.
it's a like, you know, I am being paid to be somewhere, and you know what I'm saying,
Nah,
the
I
bag
feel you.
the bag is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the bag is. So, but I would like us to see it as a unit.
Yes, we've done it all the other times before.
We'll offline about it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
so Black Adam,
So yeah, Black Adam. So we will check that out. Okay. Anybody a fan of E News? No?
Back in the day, yeah.
Okay, so E News is officially returning on November 14th. It's a revamped nightly entertainment news show with new hosts Adrian Bylon Houghton and Justin Sylvester. Of course, you know Adrian needed a new job after
Wow.
what
went there.
I mean, you know, but I think she's a good host.
She's a great host.
She's a good host. And I think, if I'm being candid here, the format of, what was the name of that show? The Talk? Not The Talk. No.
The Soup or something?
Not
No.
The Soup.
Oh God.
Doesn't matter. It's
Why
off the
can't I think about it now?
I felt like she often would kind of take over the table in group settings.
Why can't I think of the show now? Oh, that is
It's
so
not The
bad.
View.
It's not The View. Oh my God, I'm gonna look it up.
The Real.
The Real.
The Real. Thank you.
So I feel like in The Real,
I remember that on my own.
Adrian would like take over conversations, whereas in this format, it's just her and another host, Justin
scripted.
Sylvester. I think this will be more suited for her.
Yeah, scripted.
You know, because she commands the room.
Yeah,
with conversation. But I just thought that was cool because it's just it's a new approach to the show and new hosts. It's not white people.
Yeah,
finally.
They have some stuff going on. They have some stuff going on with some
every other network.
What's the Latin guy's name from? Was it Saved by the Bell?
Mario Lopez.
Yeah. I still see him every time I go to a Hyatt or what is it?
A Hyatt?
Is it a Hyatt hotel? What's that commercial?
Did y'all see his KFC movie? He had a KFC movie at
What?
Lifetime.
A KFC movie, like about Kentucky
Fried. Yeah, he Mario Lopez played Colonel Sanders on a Lifetime movie or something.
Was it a joke?
It was a real movie.
It was like a biopic on Colonel Sanders?
I mean, I don't think it was like accurate, but it was just a Colonel Sanders themed movie, and it was like a love movie. It was like
and he was Colonel
and,
Sanders.
He was Colonel Sanders.
A Mexican American man played Colonel Sanders.
Are white.
I will show you this image real quick.
And it's not the Hyatt, it's the Marriott.
Look at this. I am not kidding.
What is it called?
Oh, the recipe.
The recipe.
It's called The Recipe for Seduction.
Wow.
So it's got to be a parody. It can't be real. This isn't real.
This is a Lifetime movie.
Is Mario Lopez with gray hair
and the mustache,
with a little goatee,
soap patch or whatever the shit he is.
That is real. Mario, Mario.
Is his name Sanders in the movie?
Colonel, he plays Colonel Sanders.
Get off my show.
What's the next highlight?
Get off my show.
What's the
All right, Saved by the Bell. Let's
oh
go.
man, yeah.
Saved by the Bell.
Have you ever sent money to the wrong person by mistake?
Ooh. Oh, I heard about this.
Yes. So Young Jock accidentally sent the wrong person $1,800, and then they blocked him and won't send the money back. He posted it on Instagram. He said, I sent them a Zelle by mistake and they won't return my money. Can y'all please call and text them and ask them to return my little change?
That's so messed
But they are
up.
roasting him in the comments
asking that.
for $1,800.
$1,800.
And he posted the exchange, an image of the exchange, a screenshot of it on.
He down that bad?
It's $1,800.
It's Young Jock.
It's not 18,000.
Right. It's $1,800. $1,800.
Listen,
like he can't pay rent or what?
I ain't gonna get into that man's finances.
I'm not getting into it.
I don't know
what's going on.
I just think certain celebrity etiquette was not present with posting it. He posted it.
Yeah, why would you post that?
I don't know. That's funny, but they was roasting this man in the comments, talking about you can do without it.
Right.
They're telling him you just blessed somebody, and you know, Jock,
he replied, "No, I can't."
Did he? Are you just?
Chef Ozell says that was probably the blessing they were supposed to receive, and the hidden one you're supposed to do.
Come on, comment.
I mean, I don't know.
He knew he wasn't getting that back.
No,
no. He knew he wasn't getting it back. Would you have given it back from somebody you didn't know?
From Young Jock? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, we're about to go to commercial break.
Are we?
I believe so.
We're not. I mean, we're not.
We're not.
I don't. We don't have to. I mean, at least
What?
not anymore.
Not anymore.
I mean, we're not on radio.
Oh.
Yeah, so we good.
Okay, so there's no commercial break, so we can go. We can. Okay, cool,
Okay,
cool.
keep going, yeah.
No interruptions
Until further notice, we are not going on break.
Until further notice. Okay, no commercial break. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now let me pose a question. Do you think that Rihanna is a sellout for doing the Super Bowl after vowing not to in support of Colin Kaepernick? So a few years ago, she quoted saying, "I couldn't dare perform for the NFL. For what? Who gains from that? Not my people. I just couldn't be a sellout. I couldn't be an enabler. There are things within the organization that I do not agree with at all, and I was not about to go and be of service to them in any way." So these were like her words, her response the year after Colin Kaepernick took a knee, and you know, she said this to Vogue Profile. So she didn't want to enable racism, and she didn't want to participate in any event by the NFL.
All good reasons.
Right. And absolutely.
Yeah.
And so some people are saying now that she's a sellout, that she was just saying that at the time to like appease the social movement crowd and whatnot.
No.
She was just supporting.
I have my thoughts, but I'd like to know your opinion.
Babies are expensive, so I get it.
Oh, don't do that. No, she's Rihanna, honey. She don't need no coin, no extra coin. Okay,
Yeah.
but what
Maybe
I will
maybe Young Jock sent it to her.
Oh, stop it, Kelvin. No, seriously. Colin started a movement.
Yeah.
And since then, so many things have changed.
Yeah.
And I even believe Jay-Z is the head of the performance.
Him and Beyonce.
So the representation, although wasn't there, it is here now.
Yeah.
Last year, Snoop Dogg was crip walking for the Rams.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. On national TV.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more representation you can get with that. I get it, though. We have years of trauma to overcome, but it's here. So I totally get her. I think she needs to. The publicist needs to go ahead and get that retractment going on, or
something. I mean, maybe if something
that
should be said. She's gonna have to do a lot of press leading up to the performance, so I know some reporter is gonna address it. But I do believe that Jay-Z had a hand in making this possible. I do believe that there's context there that we don't have yet from to the public, between her, Jay-Z, and Beyonce to have made this happen. And I think ultimately there's probably something much bigger happening at large behind the performance that we're going to see that is going to explain all of it.
Come on, hype up.
That's just, you know what I'm saying?
Come on. I can't wait for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's
Oh,
gonna
and
be
now
good.
you like football, so yeah.
I've been dipping and dabbling.
Oh, you like football now?
Yes.
You don't like no football.
I do.
You don't like no damn football. Who's playing tonight? Don't tell him, Calvin.
You know,
I don't
tonight
even know
there's
who's playing
no
tonight,
game.
bro.
That's not true.
Oh, there's a game on right now.
I'm at work. Leave me alone. Let's next topic.
Yeah, man, I don't even know
The
who's
Saints
playing.
are playing tonight.
See, I didn't even know
Josh's
that.
team. I know, because you're a basketball person. I'm sure you're loving this new. By the way, Good News Radio. Shout out for the.
Oh, you haven't been to the studio.
No. Clearly, I see that I'm in the sports room, and
This is the sports and talk room.
I love it.
Shout out to Keith.
Yeah,
I love it.
Shout out to everybody at TGN.
Everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so do y'all remember getting Happy Meals from McDonald's?
Yes.
Right? Okay, so like I love the Happy Meal. I was excited about my toys. So now there's Happy Meals for adults.
Oh, does it come with a shot?
I've heard that that they're starting to incorporate, those like Capri Sun pouches with alcohol.
Oh, wow.
So some locations are starting to do that allegedly. That they're going to incorporate it. But they also come with a toy. And McDonald's recently released their adult Happy Meal in conjunction and partnership with kind of like an artist collective called the Cactus Plant Flea Market Box.
Yeah.
It's already sold out at many McDonald's locations across the country, meaning that the only way for collectors to get their hands on the toys is through the secondary market, meaning resale.
Resale.
So apparently Cactus Plant Flea Market is a big deal, right? It's like a collective of artists and stuff, and the toys are being valued at $30,000.
Give me my Happy Meal.
Yes.
It's sold out.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. $300,000.
Give me my Happy Meal.
One seller on eBay listed a trio of unopened toys. The four options are McDonald's mainstays. So it's Grimace, the Hamburglar, and Birdie, as well as the apparel brand's mascot, Cactus Buddy, for a whopping $300,095. The seller said, "We'll sell fast."
Yeah. Okay.
Let me see these toys.
I've seen them. We actually ran a campaign for them over at Blavity, and so I was like, "Oh, these are cute." Like for the figurine collectors and stuff. They do look cool. Like they're just figurines.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why someone would pay $30,000 for them.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
I would totally love to get one and sell it.
That's the only reason I would get one.
If y'all are playing, if the collectors are doing that,
the retail value of the Cactus Plant Flea Market box was $12.95.
That's right.
So that's quite the upsell.
What meal do you get? Is it a fish?
It's like chicken nuggets and fries.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
mind you.
Yeah, it's like it's a bigger version
of
like
10 pieces instead of 6.
Do y'all know what's in chicken nuggets?
It's chicken meat. It's
not chicken meat.
No, it is chicken. Like it's everything.
It's like 10% chicken meat.
It's like everything. Dude.
It's like gristle and bone.
Everything. Like they mush it and then it turns
it's
into
all
like
this
pink
shit
goo.
you don't eat.
It turns into pink goo. It's technically still.
You sound like you like it.
Oh, I actually indulge in some chicken nuggets here and there.
I will have some McDonald's nuggets like once a year.
That's so long.
I don't eat McDonald's like that.
It's the fish fillet for me. They haven't dissect that yet, which they probably have. Just please, I don't want to see it because I will not eat it anymore.
In any case, I want to just call back to like, you know what? Sometimes your art, you'll never know what value it is.
Yeah.
Right.
So like something that was supposed to be $12.95 now it's on the market for $30,000. Hey,
damn,
that's
yes.
All right. Shout out to the Cactus Box. Cactus something.
Speaking of McDonald's, they're actually doing a collab with Krispy Kreme.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Oh well, they're just selling donuts with the food.
Okay.
Like they're gonna partner up.
Like a dessert.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. They're testing it out in several locations. Not nationwide yet, but yeah.
Do you have a deal with McDonald's?
Huh? No, I also read.
All right.
Twitter.
Get off.
I also.
Anyways, to close out the flashlights, Netflix is doing a lot of new different things, but there's a new feature that they just launched, which I think is actually pretty cool, especially for those of us who can't stand our ex. According to Vulture, Netflix launched a new way to kick exes off your account.
I already did. So I'm well ahead of them.
So, according to Vulture, Netflix is letting you say thank you next to your exes. The streamer introduced a new feature today called Profile Transfer, letting subscribers proactively and slightly passive aggressively set up a new paid membership for users you want off of your account. It doesn't automatically charge them. The feature isn't that cold-hearted, but it does grant them a way to make their own account and then pay for their own subscription while retaining all their former personalized recommendations, their queue on my list, and their profile name, image, settings, and viewing history. All you have to do is look for transfer profile under the menu and follow the instructions for setting up your rogue profile user's new account.
Does it display a message saying
It does not.
You are no longer
It
welcome?
does not display a message.
That is
how many of these are you gonna
only
send?
thing it is missing. That is the only thing. You know, none of my exes have my.
You probably have theirs.
None of mine do either. None of mine do either.
tried it.
And one of my exes had asked me, could he still keep? And I said, absolutely not.
No.
I think
No.
no.
You know, I think the only subscription my ex has of mine is Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
Not ex, current.
Oh,
has Disney
your current
Plus.
relationship.
My current relationship.
Shout out,
Kalon, he has my Disney Plus.
I'm not. I don't have a boo per se, but I am sharing a Netflix account because I share my Disney Plus with my friend.
Is it yours or is it like the other person?
It's theirs.
So the Netflix is Greg's and the Disney
okay.
Plus is mine. So he and I share it.
What if he sent you that?
Well, I'm saying
So
like
argument. It is.
I'm not saying you stupid. I'm not saying that will happen, but I'm saying should there ever be a scenario where we would have to do that, I'm glad that there's an option because I'm very like particular about my queue and my settings and my viewing history. Like I don't like people to watch on my account because I'm like, you messing up my queue. Like I don't want those recommendations.
Yes.
I don't watch this documentary.
Do you know I have a lot of things on my queue, like save Netflix things,
and I'm gonna get to them.
I'm going to get to them too.
Don't fuck up my flow.
Right.
Anyways, that wraps up our flashlights for the night. So yes, let's get into the topic at hand.
Flashing lights.
Okay, spotlight. All right, so here's what we're talking about. Sharik and I said this on an episode and realized, hey, that's like a topic of an episode. Yeah. And I was like, ooh, that's a good. And then we thought about it, and I was like, you know what? That could be really good. And I realized that there's a lot of ways we could break this down. And at first, I was gonna be all encompassing, but I thought for this episode, for this first edition, I'm going to stick to one thing. Yeah. So if you ever go back and rewatch throwback shows or movies from your past and realize that the jokes and content were actually kind of fucked up, or what about when you revisit old school music playlists and realize that lyrically we were singing some messed up stuff? We've all been there, and now we can take a look and digest that because this is the first edition of In Retrospect, That Was Problematic. The idea of this episode came to me when there's this funny series. It's actually not funny, it's factual, but there's this series on Amazon and YouTube. It's called Zach Morris is Trash.
Oh.
Now, do you know who Zach Morris is? From from Saved by the Bell from the 80s and 90s, right? And I remember loving Saved by the Bell and thinking, oh man, I can't wait to be a teenager and they're cool and they're high school, right? And you think about the storylines as a kid, not realizing the undertones and what actually it was. But Zach Morris is Trash is an entire series dedicated to breaking down episodes of Saved by the Bell, where Zach demonstrated that he was actually an incredibly horrible person. Let me break down some of the episode titles because then you think about it, I was like, I remember these storylines. So,
oh my God.
Episode 1 is the time Zach Morris fat shamed a girl who won him in a charity auction. Yeah. He fat shamed a girl who won him in a charity auction and made light of it. And like basically that was the joke. That was the storyline. There's another episode that says the time Zach Morris forced a teacher's strike so that he could go skiing. Or the time Zach Morris gave himself a homeless girl for Christmas. What? These are actual storylines from the show.
It's a children's show, by the way. Like this is like after school shows.
Wait a minute.
Yes. The time Zach Morris got Jesse hooked on caffeine pills.
Oh, I remember.
Everyone remembers that. I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
Yep.
The time Zach Morris lost his friend's dog in a poker game.
He's in high school.
Yes, he was in high school. The time Zach Morris made a girl in a wheelchair feel terrible. He used the school's teen phone line to go on a date with her and then made her feel bad in front of the entire school for being in a wheelchair. The time Zach Morris narked on a friendly movie star for smoking weed. The time Zach Morris orchestrated a car accident that almost killed his girlfriend. I mean, the list goes on
I'm pretty
and
sure
on.
Zach Morris
And
is
this
a
is all
cop
just
now.
season 1.
I'm pretty sure Zach Morris as a grown-up is a cop.
He's terrible. Well, so in the reboot of the Saved by the Bell, like they did poke fun of it, and he's the governor. And he's a terrible governor.
Series, right? On Peacock?
On Peacock,
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
which unfortunately got canceled. But it was hilarious, I must say.
He wasn't terrible enough.
Well, he wasn't like the star. He just
right. It was his kids or some shit?
Yeah, his kid was in school. It was essentially him, but like a better version of him. Anyway, you think about this show, and like again, like we thought it was lighthearted and fun, but there's so many storylines across so many shows from the 90s that actually,
no, for sure,
were terrible.
Can I still touch on Save the Bell?
Uh-huh.
When we were watching it, when it was coming out, we were younger, obviously, and one thing that I never ever forgot is how much of a harasser Screech was. Like he would not leave Lisa alone. That I never thought was cool. Like I was like, man, this fucking curly headed fuck. Like,
dang,
like he would not leave her alone. Like,
you know who else was a harasser? Urkel. The way he pursued Laura was ridiculous.
And he had Myra. Myra was so much better.
Child.
Myra looked good.
So much better. Like,
yeah. And I was like, wait a minute. Okay. Here's another one. And I love this show. I love this show.
I know what you're getting ready to say.
The Parkers.
I knew it. I knew it.
Monique. Nikki Parker's obsessive and non-consensual pursuit of Professor Ogilvy was actually stalking and harassment.
Yeah.
And every single episode. Yes.
Yeah.
From trying to manipulate him, from using his depression over the loss of his girlfriend as a means to get close to him. This woman was a menace. Nikki Parker was a menace. And I'm like, man, so you look, and I still watch it. It's a funny show, but when you look back, I'm like, girl, he don't want you.
He don't want you. Get the hint. And why are you still trying? Why? It was really funny though.
Yeah.
It was extremely funny.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Another
thing about the Parkers was, and this was more prevalent on Moesha when Kim was on Moesha, but the tail end of the joke was her always being dumb. Like,
exactly.
Always.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so it's like, girl, I know y'all didn't write her to have this lack of sense.
Right.
Didn't she have like a episode where she came out, she was like very intelligent or something like that? Like
there was like I remember it was like a freak accident. Like she was some kind of genius for solving a puzzle or
something like that. Yeah.
Something.
I relate to Kim so much. I relate.
Tell us how.
Please tell us how.
I'm blonde. I like to think that I'm not the smartest person in the room. But
this is a man with a master's degree.
Exactly. And
in psychology.
And I'm proud of him.
I relate to her though. She's fun. She's loud.
I see it, friend. I see it.
The undertone is, and what I've always secretly imagined was she was going to college for a reason.
Mm-hmm. She made it.
She made it.
Did she graduate? She graduated.
They had a graduation.
Yes. Anyways, shout out to Contest Vaughn and Monique because oh man, we laugh at it, but anyway,
that was very problematic.
So I didn't watch the full original series of Sex and the City. I definitely love the reboot. I love the movies, but there were a few storylines on that series that were pretty problematic.
A few,
but one that I'm definitely gonna point out, and I can't believe they had Carrie Bradshaw, a sex columnist, a famed sex columnist, say this line on the show.
Yes.
But they did not treat bisexuality as a valid identity. When Carrie was dating a bisexual man, she explains that she doesn't think bisexuality exists and that it is, quote, just a layover on the way to Gay Town.
Oh my God.
Wow. End quote.
That is, although that is funny.
It's hilarious, but it's also terrible.
Clever, but very terrible.
It is funny and probably true in a lot of situations.
I will not agree to that.
But probably, most likely. But that is not for the bisexual man.
Oh, damn.
And then she ditches her boyfriend because he's bisexual.
Right.
Groundbreaking.
Sheree wrote. He said Carrie's trash.
She is trash. That show was an amazing show, though.
I love that show.
I love the show. I watch it once a year. Carrie was trash. Carrie definitely had a lot of growing up to do. And that's all I'm going to say. I will not shame. I will not point out anything particular, but that comment.
Because you're like a really, really big fan.
I'm a very big fan.
Yeah.
And I watch the series
Yeah,
once
I love
a year.
the series.
I do from scratch. I wish that I wasn't happily almost married, because I would really like to live in New York and live that life.
Maybe you can do it for a year.
I would. I take a hiatus.
He just wants to live the Carrie Bradshaw life.
Yeah.
And say problematic things. No, man, I don't think you should.
Or just do it like me and live Carrie Bradshaw life twice a year.
Only twice.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell the viewers what that entails?
That means I go to New York and get my life. And that's where I'm going to leave it. That's where I'm going to leave it.
Yes. Come on.
Anyways, okay, moving on to the next show. All right. So this is something that happens often on TV. And I'm like, y'all glorify this a little too much. Or like, why does this have to often be a storyline? But teacher-student love affairs and like underage students.
So
like, why do these storylines keep being made? Examples include Dawson's Creek, when Pacey, he was 15 and he began an affair with his teacher, Miss Jacobs, who was 35. Now, this was in the 90s. But other shows that have done this include Pretty Little Liars and most recently Riverdale on the CW.
No,
Ew.
Yeah. It's really bad because, I mean, just growing up, there were a couple of teachers that were attractive.
Yeah, I agree with that.
There were a couple of teachers that were attractive, and I'm one of the, I teach.
Yeah, you're an instructor.
I know what it looks like.
Is that what you're aspiring to be? The attractive teacher?
I am the attractive teacher.
My problem here with these storylines is that they're often romanticized. You know what I mean? And they make them seem like more racy than problematic. And it's like, ooh, so it gives this idea that like, oh, this could be sexy. This is okay.
It's nothing like that.
No.
So at my firm, we have about a couple cases where that actually happened. And I had to read through these docs and it's like, it's very cringy. Like, it's just,
it's gross.
Like, this is like a 40-year-old woman talking to a 15-year-old.
And they are really with it. The older people, like it's the older ones. It's not the kids. It's the older ones. I do wish the shows, though, if they were going to make a good storyline with that, they would have made it like a point of saying this is
wrong. Like instead of making it seem like
instead of romanticizing it.
Like this is the fantasy you want. Like, nah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what I would do if I had a student lock me in a room or something and get naked. I would probably flip out.
Yeah. And actually, this is a storyline I just saw on that show, Blood and Water on Netflix. It's just a new show. It's based in South Africa. Same thing. They romanticized this like student affair with the teacher and like, oh my gosh, like it's racy and it's the hot like, no, y'all, like, no.
That's not it.
No.
And it confuses young viewers into thinking like it's a possibility. That may find
you really think that like that teacher has go, oh well, he is kind of
right. And just simple admiring the teacher for the way that they
Nikki
teach.
Parker. Like
well, at least Nikki was in a not making light of her situation, but she was in college, and her and Professor Ogilvy were the same age because she was older in college.
I just think teachers and students shouldn't hit it off. Period. No, in college, grad school. Although I did have a grad school teacher. I would have gotten that A if he would have let me get it.
Alvin.
Instead you got a D+.
Excuse me, an A-. Thanks.
All right, A-. You're so stupid. Wait, but I caught what you were saying, Calvin.
Okay, thank you.
You didn't get the D+. Oh my gosh, y'all are stupid. Anyways, writers, stop making this your storyline, please. Just stop. Ew. No.
Okay. How about music?
Huh?
There's a lot of music.
That's gonna be the next edition.
Okay.
That's we're just doing shows for the first edition.
Give him a hint. What's the song? Just give him a
anything
song.
Eminem, bro. Like I can't.
Okay, that
shit,
oh my god.
Listen, well, because we're gonna dive into. I promise.
Okay, cool.
But like a lot of '90s R&B music, like when we're looking at lyrics that basically said, you know, I'll never love again, or I'll never like you gave your lover way too much power.
Yeah,
way too much.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Second edition.
All right.
Yeah, it's gonna be music.
Way too much.
Okay. Moving on to the next show, and this one is cringe. Like I hate that I had to go there with this one because we all love this show. It was iconic for the time, but I have to because I have to. Martin.
Oh my god.
Martin.
Don't do it. Don't do it. I love Martin.
We all love this show, and thinking back, we got plenty of laughs from it, you know.
Content.
Yes, like, you know, even to this day, there's like a lot of sayings and stuff and things and references in pop culture that, you know, attribute to Martin. Like, by all means, that comedic genius is there. But the reality is that Martin Payne, the character, was absolutely terrible. From persistently gaslighting his friends and his girlfriend Gina all the time, that being one thing. But my main criticism with this show is his ridicule of Pam on every episode.
Jeez.
Every single one. Here we saw a black man make a black woman the butt of every joke by using her skin tone and her more Afrocentric features as a weaponized approach to compare her to a man or an animal. I personally remember on several episodes where he would call her a horse.
Yes.
What's worse is that she's his girlfriend's best friend. So there was never any form of acknowledgement of him respecting the woman he loves best friend, period. And another thing is there was never an instance where Gina actually came to her best friend's defense. She would shrug off all of it. Who wrote this?
Martin.
Right.
You know, there is a friend that we have, and he has a partner, and we go back and forth recently, and I kind of view it as that type of banter.
Okay.
He comes to his aid though, and he's like, "Oh,
yeah, scale it back." But do they ever attack your blackness? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm looking at here, specifically for a black woman.
Yeah.
In this instance, you know what I'm saying? It was she was always the joke of that. That was always, it was always her darkness. It was always her nose or her size or like anything. Like, you know, she is like Tashina Arnold is like that girl. Yes, you know. And some people would argue that, like, you know, she rolled with the punches because she gave it right back to him.
Right.
But comparing somebody's height, because her main thing to him was his shortness versus him attacking her blackness,
her appearance.
Yeah, like that you can't equate them to the same thing.
Yeah.
And so, like, obviously this wouldn't fly now, but in the 90s, we was letting a lot of shit fly.
And I was cackling.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, probably didn't even understand.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of the jokes that went right over my head.
I was cackling.
But that's the problem, because it normalized it. In my mind, as a child, it normalized the notion that that's something that could be made fun of.
Yes.
Right?
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad that that's not like characteristic that like stuck. Like I didn't do that, but being able to laugh at that as a child, that was a problem.
Yeah. And, you know, censorship. It was on. That show was even, HBO was a producer.
Oh shit.
HBO was a producer of that show, and they got away with a lot of stuff on Fox.
You know, a lot of shows got away with a lot of things back in the day.
Yes.
We're gonna completely skip Fresh Prince, right? Because I don't think that show.
There's nothing that I can
Okay,
recall
good. Let's not talk about
to really highlight Fresh Prince like that, especially after that incredible reunion special that they did. Like I look back, like, no, Fresh Prince to me did way more good than it ever did. Like I can't recall
I remember short jokes. But that's nothing.
Yeah, there was like short jokes. Yeah. I mean, Uncle Phil was always fat jokes, like you know. But I felt like every episode had like a lesson.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a lesson, Tone. And you know, some of this stuff, you know, we joke around. Josh, he can't go a second without talking about me on the phone. Kelvin always has something to say. I probably talk about both of them equally. I just think
excuse me.
I just think
just happened?
I just think that there is something to say with just, you know, friend banter, just going back and forth, and then kind of going advertising it. Like I wouldn't. It's different when it's just us.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And we're not publicly.
Yeah, I didn't know where you were going with this.
Speaking of Friends, the other hit comedy show of the 90s, Friends.
Didn't single 2.0?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't do it.
So there was a storyline on Friends where the character Chandler, his father was actually trans.
Yeah.
So Friends used the gender transition of Chandler's dad as a running punchline. There are so many truly cringy transphobic jokes in old episodes that it is hard to keep count. The show also had actress Kathleen Turner guest star as Chandler's dad instead of casting a transgender woman.
That is so problematic on so many levels.
Yeah.
Things were different back then, but this is no excuse. No excuse. Just get a trans woman.
Yeah.
Just get a trans woman.
But then also like
blackface for trans.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like that's one thing, but then also the storyline itself was terrible. Like they made the character a joke.
Yeah.
You know, and their transition a joke.
Yeah.
Versus, and that was the case for a lot of trans subjects in any content, especially in the 90s. It was always joked. It was always vilified. It was always like seen as something dangerous. And
and that's a community that is extremely sensitive
and extremely attacked.
Yes.
Another show that did this, and I was a really big fan of this show, was Ugly Betty.
Wow.
There was a character that Rebecca Romaine played. Where she was playing a trans woman, but she was a villain.
Bro. That's X-Men.
Right. Oh yeah, that's Mystique. But she was a villain, and they made her like a horrible person. And so to the fact that, you know, they couldn't have cast a trans woman. Rebecca has even come out and said, like much later, because the show ended in 2014. In 2018, Rebecca Romaine did an interview and said, that character today would have absolutely been cast by a trans woman. She's like, I wouldn't have taken the role had I known how sensitive and how, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So yeah.
It's things are different. Things are changing, and I look
took too long, but yes, things are changing.
Yes, and it goes back to even the Super Bowl stuff with Rihanna. Yes, it took some time. It's happening. We need to give some grace with the transition, but I'm looking forward to new comedy, new representation in comedy too. Yeah, I can't wait to see it because I need some to watch.
Yeah, okay. So stupid. In any case, we'll be wrapping up pretty shortly. But Alvinus, what are you up to? Let the people know.
I am developing my TikTok and podcast series. I am really focusing on hitting home with parent topics, working with kids with disabilities, behavior problems, and, you know, kind of overcoming some of that generational ways of disciplining and, you know, getting into my calling and trying to publicize that and put that out. So
as you should.
Yes.
I love that.
Starting and all kinds of things. So, but with that being said, I am opening up a lot of my schedule for my family here, and I want to be available for you guys.
Yeah.
Because I miss you guys. I really do miss.
So then you'll be back in 2 weeks. Got it.
Cool. Yes.
Read what my shirt says. I said what I said.
Yes, I will be back in 2 weeks, and hopefully
problematic music.
Oh my God, please do it. I will have a bank.
Don't worry. Yeah, maybe I can look into that. Yeah.
Yes.
Edition number 2 with you.
Yeah. You could do like 3 shows just of like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg music, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Deep cuts and all that.
Anyways,
R&B.
we're gonna close this out. Thank you for tuning into Limelight Live. Shout out to Sharik. Shout out to the documentary.
Yes.
Don't stop selling grandmother's house.
Yes.
Look out for that on lamayday.com. Please support. This is a movement. You know, we got love for you, Sharik, and we're gonna hold you down. Once again, I'm Jay Pinkay. You know what it is. Sending you all love. We appreciate you. We'll be back in 2 weeks on the air. And you know, oh, and your boy Kel. Hey. Bye everyone.